Now in this video, I'm going to be laying out the exact campaign sending strategy that we use for our clients to generate them over 25% of their overall email revenue. So if you're a brand owner that only sends out emails whenever you have the time, I'm not sure what types of emails to even send out to your audience, or just sending out emails that are not effective, then you should watch the rest of this video because I'm laying out the exact blueprint that you could use to send out campaigns effectively and easily that doesn't take too much of your time. So enough yapping, let's just get into the video. All right, just diving right into it, I just want to go over some recent results that we've actually had in the last 30 days. So here is a trading software company. In the last 30 days, we've made them an extra $13,000. Now, just keep in mind that they are making only $40,000, and our entire email marketing is making around 41% of their entire revenue. Here's an arts and crafts brand in the last 30 days. As you can see, August 18th to September 17th, we've made them $50,000 coming in from their email marketing alone, which is almost around 60% of their entire revenue. And then also right here, here's a dog brand that we are currently working with, and we're driving around almost $20,000 coming in the last 30 days alone, just by sending out email campaigns consistently that are value-based to their email list. Now, first, I want to go over the types of emails that you should be sending to your list. So there are three main types, and the first one is going to be trust building. So these are mainly for people who are brand new to your brand. They don't know about you too much, or people who have purchased from like a while ago from like lapsed customers, for example. We would send them stuff like us versus them, basically showcasing what makes your brand different from all the competitors. Review emails, which just increase your social proof. Testimonials, which do the same. Anytime that you're sort of featured on like let's say Forbes or something like that, we want to obviously send that out to our email list, and also just remove any like sort of common myths. So these are just a few sort of topics that you could do for trust building that are the main ones that we use for the brands that we work with. Next is going to be product focus. So these are going to be stuff where we're trying to sell our customers something, which is going to be stuff like product highlights, collection highlights, best sellers, a product quiz. It's super engaging for your email list because they have to go through a little quiz, and then they'll be recommended any product off of that. We have frequently asked questions about a certain product, which we can then plug in that product at the very bottom of the email. We also have different things like back in stock and gift guides. And our main goal with these product focused emails is just to drive as much revenue from them as possible. Next is going to be life tips. So this is basically going to be a combination of the two here. And the way that these work is that you want to have some sort of value topics around your product, and then you could plug in your product from there as well. And plain text emails actually work great here. So here are just a few examples. So it's going to be like how this pre-workout will give you a better pump. This dry shampoo will add volume to your hair. 5 tips to feeding your dog new food. As you can see, these are basically different topics that we're talking about through our emails, which basically will showcase some value to our customers. And then obviously, if they do see the value in those emails, they're going to purchase off of your site as well. Now, I want to go over how to actually create value-based emails, because this is the one thing that kind of stops most e-commerce brands from actually sending out email campaigns. So the first step is going to be identify your customers' core problems and desires, researching the right way, defining value-driven topics, and using AI to create even more topics based off the ones that you create. So first is going to be identify your customers' core problems and desires. And the first one is going to be identifying any pain points. So you want to see, what does your product actually solve? What are we actually doing for our customers, and what is the value that we're actually providing to their life? So is your product going to solve something that's time consuming for your current customer? Do they feel frustrated or confused about the current state that they're in? We basically want to unleash all of the pain points that they have, so we could use some emotional marketing to them and get them to buy our products. So we also want to uncover their desires. So do your customers crave more efficiency, style, or even comfort? And what is the desired state that they're looking for? And how does your product sort of build that bridge in between their current state and also their desired state? Next is going to be researching the right way. So we want to analyze your customer behavior by using the data that you have access to, like Google Analytics, Shopify data, or Klaviyo, to identify problems, buying patterns, and also interests that your customer list has. Next is going to be that customer reviews are honestly just a gold mine. You want to dive into your own customer reviews or any Trustpilot/Amazon reviews that have similar products to yours, and really just see what your target market is really saying. Because I'm not sure if you've ever looked at Amazon reviews, but people really put their whole life story just in those simple reviews, and you're able to get such great email topics off of that. And once you actually do have those reviews, just put them in a simple doc and then start breaking them down piece by piece and seeing what your target market is really saying. Next is going to be diving into social media. So you can go into things like your Instagram comments, Reddit posts with products that are similar to yours, or even Facebook groups for people that are inside of your niche, and see what they are saying. The main reason why we are doing this is because, once again, we want to see what our customers are actually saying, what problems are they really going through, and also uncover the desired state that they're trying to get to. Next is going to be writing down all of your value-driven topics. So we have three main sort of value-driven topics here, which is going to be education, storytelling, and problem solving. So for education, you're going to share some practical tips like tutorials, or how-tos related to your product. For example, it would be like 5 ways to take care of your sensitive skin. Next is going to be storytelling. So this is good for like social proof and trust building. So it's going to be like share some customer stories or case studies that reflect how your product solved a real person's issue inside of their life, and it took them to that desired state that the rest of your customers are also trying to get to. And then lastly is going to be problem solving. So it's going to be directly addressing the common pain points that customers face and explain how your product or your service helps them. So for example, for a dog toy brand that we work with, we noticed that most of their target market just doesn't have enough time to basically play with their dogs. Like they're busy from work, or they're too old to basically play with like a huge dog. And their product basically solves that issue. So one of the best value driven topics was don't have enough time to play with your dog. And then we basically write out all of the copy and also design the emails if needed. And then we also just plug in our product at the very end of that email. Now, the next thing is going to be using ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to be your best friend when it comes to actually creating email strategies and also email topics. Whenever you feel like you have some brain fog and you don't really, you basically have like gone through all of your ideas, just insert them in a ChatGPT and ask them to make some similar email topics for your brand. And then you also just want to test multiple different ideas to see what resonates best with your audience. Next is going to be continuing to A/B test and optimize. So test different subject lines, content formats, and also call to actions to see what drives more opens and clicks. And the last part is just going to be pay attention to all of your data. So what topics are driving the highest engagement? What can be improved? You really want to look at your open rates and your click rates, because from there, once they actually do click on your emails, then your website is going to take care of them and actually convert them from there. Now, how often should you be sending these emails? Ideally, from what we've seen in the last 3 years of working with brands, that 2 to 4 times per week is the best sending cadence for any brand, especially if you're going to be taking care of these emails yourself. 2 times per week is basically the bare minimum. And the reason for that is that this will constantly remind your customers about your brand and stay top of mind in your customer's head. And majority of the brand owners that I speak to, they always ask, but what if I get marked as spam? And the reason why they ask that question is because they send out emails that are just not value driven. And that's the main reason. So if you think about it logically, if you send emails that are good, relevant, and enjoyable to read, then your list is not going to see you as spam. Rather, they're going to treat it like another social media platform. So we also have to think that your customers can just be going on TikTok and just scrolling for hours. They'd be going on YouTube Shorts or even Instagram Reels, but instead they're going to be reading our emails. So we want to make sure that it's going to be providing them as much value as possible, and it's actually going to be engaging for them. And then from there, they're not going to be seeing that as spam, and they're actually going to be excited to open your emails whenever you send it to them. Now, the next part is going to be segmenting your list. So this is basically taking a piece of your list and only sending emails out to a certain part of them, or a segment of them. That's the reason why it's called that. And here are the main 3 segments that you should have in your account and that you should be consistently sending to. So it's going to be your engaged list. So these are people who are going to be most engaged with your brand and also your emails. And the majority of your emails are going to be going out to this list. Next is going to be new subs. So these are people who have joined your list in the last 30 days but have not purchased yet. You'd send out more like trust building and social proof emails to this segment, just so you're able to stand out from the rest of your competitors, just because they don't know anything about your brand, and then hopefully getting them to make that first purchase. And then lastly, it's going to be lapsed customers. So these are people who have purchased on your site before, but they haven't in the last 6 months or a year. We want to constantly be engaging with them at least 2 times a month and try and get them back to your site. And the way that you could do this is by having some special discounts or promotions for them. Now, to actually build these segments out in your email list, I have this email segmentation sort of master sheet that goes over the exact strategy to sort of define these different segments. You could find this in the description below. And then it's simply just going to list in segments, create a segment, and then just following everything that's inside of here. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is your campaign setting strategy. So you're going to want to be sending at least 10 campaigns per month. Majority of the emails are going to be value-based emails, and then the rest of the 2 are going to be sales or promotions. And these 8 value-based campaigns are going to be sent out to lapsed customers, your Engage 120 segment, and also those 30-day subs. Once again, we're going to be sending the majority of the emails to your Engage segment here, just because we're going to be getting the best metrics from this segment. For the 30-day subs, we're going to be sending more of those trust building emails one more time. And then for lapsed customers, we just want to get them back onto the site and check out some more products that they didn't purchase before. And for lapsed customers, we just want to be getting them back to the site and checking out some products that are brand new or that they haven't purchased before. Now, one common question I get all the time is, should I send out plain text emails or design-based emails? Now, I wanted to break down the pros for each. So the benefits of design-based emails is that you get your branded look. So these emails are going to reflect on your brand's identity. They're more direct and to the point. So if you have like a sale email, for example, you just simply have like your headline, your discount off, as well as a button at the very top. as well as a few just products at the very bottom of the email. So it's just way more straight to the point. And yeah, once again, it's perfect for sales and promotions. So it's straight to the point with clear headlines and buttons. Are going to be that you have a more personalized touch. So it feels a lot more personal and relatable to the customer, and it feels like a friend is emailing them, just because we're going to be sending it. It's going to look like it's from Gmail, and it's going to be coming from the founder as well. So the next one is going to be storytelling. So this is great for sharing any stories that you have and also diving deeper into your content. So for example, we have a dry shampoo company that we work with, and we dive deep into the ingredients in there and how it helps. Just those ingredient emails alone, they're actually our best performing emails for that entire account. And we're diving deep into why this is going to help your customers' pain points. And then finally, the benefits for plain text emails is that you just have better deliverability overall. So you have a higher chance of landing in their primary inbox, which means that more people are going to see your emails, translating into more revenue. So which one should you really send? And it's a very simple answer. It's just send both. There's no either or. It's just a good mix of both inside of your account. And a good rule of thumb that I use is for sales, promos, or even review-based emails, I'd use a design. And then for content or mainly value-based emails, I use plain text emails as well. Now, I know that you're probably a brand owner who doesn't have too much time to write out emails. So I created this little ChatGPT prompt that we also use whenever we're in a pinch and we need to get out an email fairly quickly. So ChatGPTs are just a great tool for writing emails if you use it correctly. So the main reason why people mess up and they're not able to have ChatGPT write great copy for them is that they're not training it before they ask them to write their copy. So we have to think of ChatGPT as like a machine learning tool. Whatever you tell it is exactly what it's going to know and exactly what it's going to do. So we have to sort of train it before we have it write any copy for us. So I have this prompt right here, which basically says, I want you to act as a D2C email copywriter. Your job will be to learn about my brand, learn the goals for our specific email campaigns, and craft converting emails that will resonate with our audience. Right now, you are in a learning phase. So we're telling ChatGPT that you're not writing any emails right now. You're just going to be learning about my brand. And then we say that where I will be giving you more information about our brand, product, and writing style. Then after this, I will give you the specific email topics, the email goals, the key messages, who we are sending this email out to, and also the call to action. After this, once you have sort of sent this out, it'll basically say something like, okay, provide me with all of these details. And then you just give some more information about your brand. So who your target market is, your brand mission, the pain points that they face, the desired state that they want to be in, any roadblocks that they're facing. You basically just want to give as much information to ChatGPT for it to write the best copy for you. And then now, once it has learned everything about your brand, you can start providing it the email topic, the goals, the key messages, and also the segment that you're sending out to. And then from there, from what we've basically seen is that ChatGPT gives you a good foundation for how the email should go. But we obviously go in and make some few tweaks ourselves just because ChatGPT isn't perfect. Now, here's also a simple trick that you could use every 2 months, and it's basically just reusing old content because your list isn't going to remember what you sent out 2 months ago. All you have to do is just change the email content pretty slightly. And the reason why I even say this in the first place is because after talking to so many different brand owners who don't have the time to send out to their email list, I really want you to be consistent with sending out those 2 email campaigns minimum every single week. So this will just save you a ton of time when you are busy and you just don't have time to create a brand new email or a brand new email topic. So what I would do is I would change out the subject line and also just change out the headlines maybe a little bit and just the body copy. You could keep the design the same or just like the overall copy the same. Just tweak it up a little bit just so we're not sending out the exact same emails to your email list.